friends, this is Akshata here. Today I'll be showing you how to make some bhendi bhaji or okra. For the ingredients, I've taken about 400 grams of bhendi or okra. In my description box below, I will show you how to prepare and cut this bhendi. It has to be extremely dry if you want to make a nice crispy bhendi bhaji. Then another important ingredient is amsul. We need to use at least about 4 to 5 of these amsuls. Then you require some red chili powder, some asafoetida or hing, some jeera or cumin, some mori, rye or mustard, and some haldi powder. About 1 teaspoon of each of these spices. Then we require oil for cooking and some salt. So let's get started cooking our delicious bhendi bhaji. Now here I have my pan heating. I'll pour in some oil. About 2 tablespoons of oil. Now once our oil is hot, we will start adding our spices. We will first start with 1 teaspoon of mustard or mori. Once this starts to splutter, we will add in our cumin seeds or jeera. Next goes in our asafoetida or hing and about half a teaspoon of turmeric powder or haldi. Next will go in our amsul. What this does is it prevents the okra or the bhendi from being very sticky and it separates it into a nice crispy vegetable. So once we have put in our amsul, I will be putting in our very finely cut okra or bhendi. Now what you have to do is first you have to wash your bhendi very nicely. After that, pat it completely dry and then cut it very fine. Also when you're cutting, please check if there is any kind of dirt, or sometimes there are even some vegetable worms in the okra or the bhendi. So first you cut off the tips of the bhendi and check whether it's clean. Especially in the monsoons, you get a lot of this vegetable worms in your okra. So please check. Now mix everything up and we are going to cook this vegetable in an open pot. No, we don't have to cover this vegetable. This will take about a total of 10 minutes to get nice and crispy, and we have to keep stirring in the middle. Now it's been about 2 minutes since our bhendi is frying. Again, just give it a good mix and you will start noticing that it has some browning. So just keep mixing it every 2 minutes till everything is evenly coated. It's now been about 6 minutes since I have been frying this okra. Now you can see it has become more on the brownish side, a dark green color and a brown. Now we will start adding our seasoning. First goes in some salt according to taste. Give it a good mix. And this has to be done on a medium flame because we have to fry our bhendi very well. Then goes in some red chili powder, the regular chili powder, which is a little on the spicy side. And at this point, I also like to add 1 teaspoon of cumin powder 1 teaspoon of, and I like to use 1 teaspoon of coriander powder or dhania powder. And you have to give all of this a good mix. And in another 2 minutes, we can switch our gas off as our bhendi is ready. As you can see, it's become a nice, crispy and spicy vegetable. This can be eaten very well with some hot rotis, or it goes very well with some dal fry and some hot steamed rice. So I hope you like this recipe. Please leave a comment in the comment box below if you did like it. Please give a thumbs up and please subscribe to my channel. This is Akshata saying goodbye until our next recipe. Take care.
Today's dal recipe. Now here I've taken 1 cup of cooked dal. I'll explain to you how I cook the dal. Then I have 1 medium onion chopped fine, 1 medium tomato chopped fine. This is about 1/4 cup of fresh coriander leaves chopped fine, 2 light green chilies chopped fine. These are about 4 cloves of garlic chopped fine, a few curry leaves, say about 7 to 8 curry leaves, you can keep them whole or chop them, and 1 inch of ginger chopped fine. Now I've taken a pan and I've heated about 1 tablespoon of oil in the pan, and once the oil is nice and hot, we're going to add half a teaspoon of mustard seeds, also known as mori or rye. Once the mustard seeds begin to splutter, we're going to add half a teaspoon of cumin seeds or jeera, followed by half a teaspoon each of asafoetida or hinga and turmeric powder or haldi. Next, we're going to add the ginger that we've chopped fine. You can even add it grated, the curry leaves, as well as the garlic. Now fry the ginger and of course the green chilies too. And we're going to fry all of this really well so that it flavors the oil well, as well as the rawness of the ginger and the garlic goes away. Now for my dal, what I did is I took 1 cup of tur dal, washed it well, kept it in about 3 cups of water for about 15 minutes, and then I pressure cooked it for 1 whistle on high and for about 5 to 10 minutes, 10 minutes exactly on a simmer. Okay, now we're going to add 1 medium chopped onion fine, 1 medium onion chopped fine, and we're going to fry the onion really well. So once the cooker gets nice and comes to room temperature, you can take out the dal and then just use a wooden whisk or a regular whisk that you have at home and just whisk the dal till you get a nice smooth consistency. So now we're going to cover and cook all of this bagat till the onions become nice and soft. Now we're going to add the tomato that we had chopped fine, and we're going to fry the tomato too. So we want to cook the tomato so it should be nice and soft. So fry the tomato also for another 2 to 3 minutes. So once you whisk the cooked dal, you should get a very smooth consistency like I showed you in the beginning of the video. That is the consistency we're looking for. Now I'm going to add half of the coriander leaves that we chopped fine. That adds a nice flavor to the bagat. Now mix everything really well and now cover and cook this for about 2 minutes till the tomatoes become nice and soft, so that when you press them down with your spatula, they immediately, become a kind of a paste. They should not be very firm, they should be nice and soft and mushy. So get the tomatoes cooked really, really well. That way you'll get a nice smooth kind of a dal. You won't get a big pieces of tomato. So this is the consistency of the dal, and this has got the water also that we cook the dal in. So we're going to add the dal along with the water. So always ensure that your dal is nicely cooked. You shouldn't have the actual pieces of dal. It should be very smooth and cooked well. And now just mix everything nicely together. Now, since we cooked that 1 cup of dal with 3 cups of water, you don't need to add extra water now. So mix everything nicely. Stir it on a low to medium flame. Now we're just going to add half a teaspoon of red chili powder. Mix in the chili powder well. And now we're going to add some salt to taste. And that's about all the ingredients we're going to add for this dal. This is a very simple and light dal, and it goes really well with some rice and some side dish like any vegetable or any non-veg dish also. Or you can just have this plain dal, rice, some mango pickle and some papad and some salad. So just cook the dal for another 5 to 10 minutes and then garnish it with the remaining fresh coriander that we chopped up fine. And that's it, guys. Your dal gets ready very fast, very quickly, because we've already pre-cooked the dal in the pressure cooker, so you don't need to cook this dal for a very long time. So I'm just going to cover and cook it for another 5 minutes. And that's it. And your lovely dal, your simple dal is all ready to enjoy. So do try out this recipe and do let me know in the comment section as to how you liked this dal. I'll catch you in my next video, guys. Take care. Bye. So let's see how to make this delicious batata bhaji or batata tikka. Now here I've taken a medium-sized potato, washed it well, and there's this thin slicer that you get on most of the graters. So just slice it with that, with the peel on. Otherwise, take a knife and cut it real fine. We want very, wafer thin kind of chips or rounds like this. Most of the graters have this slicer. You can do it with a knife too, but you require a very sharp knife and you have to cut it real fine. The thinner they are, the more tasty are the batata bhajis. So now I'm going to put all of them in some water for 10 minutes. And the water will turn the white with it. Now we're going to take 1/4 cup of chickpea flour or besan. We're going to add some salt to taste. And we're going to add a little of this water, say about 5 or 6 tablespoons, to make a thick batter. Now because we're using this water which has the starch from the potato, we don't need to add any baking soda, we don't need to add any hot oil. So with this only, it will coat the back of the spoon and you can see how thick the batter is. This will make the potato bhajis really crispy and light. So now I have some oil. You have to deep fry bhajis and you're going to dip it like this, shake off the excess and just fry them till they're nice and light golden brown in color. So nicely coat each of the pieces with this lovely batter. It's such a simple batter, it's just besan and salt. Now some people like to add a little bit of chili powder, but I like to keep it plain and simple. So I thought this would go really well as a side dish with today's dal fry and bhendi bhaji. So if you all want to make nice batata bhajis, this is the trick, guys. And of course, once they're done, you have to drain the excess oil. I like to drain it on a wire mesh, that way they remain crispy. And see how they have nicely swelled up like this. That's what we're looking for.
So let's see today's ravyatsa kheer with jaggery or jaggery or gur. Now here I have half a cup of very fine rava or semolina or suji, half a cup of grated gur or jaggery, about 6 teaspoons of ghee or clarified butter, 1 teaspoon of cardamom powder or elaichi powder, and 1 tablespoon of chopped nuts, 1 cup of milk. Now I'm going to heat a pan and I'm going to add the ghee. You have to make kheer always in ghee and not in oil. Once the ghee is hot, you're going to add this semolina or rava and you're going to fry it for at least 5 to 7 minutes till you get the aroma of the rava and it turns to a little bit of a light golden brown color. It has to be on a low to medium flame. Keep on stirring continuously, don't leave it unattended. Now this is a very healthy option. Normally kheer is made with sugar, but today I decided to make it healthy and to put in jaggery or jaggery. And now you can see that it has nicely, puffed up a bit. Now in a pan, I'm going to add the milk and heat up the milk. And I'm going to add this gur or jaggery to it. And I'm going to stir it till all of it dissolves in the milk. You can't add it directly to the jaggery, you cannot add it directly to the rava like you would with sugar because it has to melt. And then I'm also going to add the cardamom powder or the elaichi powder to this mixture. Mix everything really well. And we're going to add this extremely slowly to the fried or roasted rava. Now you have to always have extra milk. The proportion of milk to the semolina has to be always more because this is a kheer. For those of you who don't know what kheer is, it's like a very thin porridge. So it has to be a very thin porridge consistency, a runny consistency, because you have to drink kheer. If it's, you can make it thicker also to eat it, but mostly it is in a very thin proportion. And now you're going to pour it in a serving bowl, and you're just going to garnish it with some chopped up nuts. I hope you give this recipe a try.
Sweet ones made with whole wheat flour. So let's go through the ingredients. Now here I have one ripe banana. This is 1 cup of whole wheat flour, the flour that we use to make our chapatis, not the maida. This is about 4 tablespoons of dahi or yogurt, which is homemade. I'll leave a recipe of how I make the curd at home. This is about 1/4 cup of sugar. You can use it as per your taste. You can lessen it or increase it. This is 1 teaspoon of sof or fennel seeds. Half a teaspoon of baking soda. This will help the buns rise. 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric powder or haldi, and half a teaspoon of ova or ajwain. Even this elevates the taste, and just a pinch of salt. So now I've taken a bowl and I'm going to peel the banana. The banana has to be a little bit ripe, not raw at all. And now we're just going to mash it up with a fork. It doesn't have to be overripe. It just has to be ripe that you can eat it. Now mash it up well with a fork. Now I'm going to add half the quantity of the sugar and I'm going to mash it up well. Next, I'm going to add the remaining quantity of the sugar. Then just a pinch of salt. Next I'm going to add the baking soda, mix it in well, then goes in the turmeric, then the fennel seeds and the ova. So now mix all of this really well. And now we're just going to do a taste test just to see if we need to adjust the salt, the sugar. I needed to add a little bit of sugar, so in total I added about a quarter cup of sugar. Next I'm going to go with the curd. Mix all of this really well. Now we're not going to add a single drop of water. Again, do a taste test before you add the flour, and once you're convinced about the taste, then you add the whole wheat flour. Now mix it in really well. And now we're going to just knead this into a nice soft yet firm dough. I just added about 4 tablespoons more of flour, so just adjust it as per your the flour, because all flours are a little bit different in consistency, and we want a nice firm dough like a puri dough. And then we're going to set this aside and cover it and let it rest for 8 hours. It's very important that you keep it aside for 8 hours. You can refrigerate it also for 8 hours, or just keep it in a nice cool dark place. Now after 8 hours, everything has come together and it is set really well. And now I'm just going to make small line-sized balls. Now with 1 banana and 1 cup of whole wheat flour with, just about 4 tablespoons more, I got exactly 15 sweet buns. So now I've kept some oil for heating, about 2 cups of oil for deep frying. Now I'm going to roll out the balls. And as I roll them out, I'm going to then keep a plate or a thali at the side and place them, a little apart from each other so that they don't stick to each other. So just place them on the thali so that you have all your puris ready before you start frying, so you don't have to concentrate on the rolling out of the buns and the frying. So keep them all ready. And then all you have to do is just deep fry them on a low to medium flame till they nicely puff up like this and become golden brown in color. So when you're frying them, just keep an eye on them. Don't let them get burned. Don't let them, get absorb too much of oil. So just immediately when they puff up, just turn them around and then, put them on some tissue so that all the excess oil gets drained up. Now your oil has to be really nice and hot for them to nicely puff up. And they should be nice and golden brown like this. The turmeric also helps in giving a lovely golden brown color. And in this way, just fry all the remaining puris or the sweet buns. And this is such a delicious evening tea time snack. It goes so well with a nice hot cup of tea. Of course, it goes best with Goa bananas, but they're not available here in Mumbai. I mean, they're available, but at very select places and not at all times. But the Goa banana, of course, has its own beautiful taste. So if you can get your hands on that, use that. And here it is, our lovely Goan sweet buns are all ready. They've nicely puffed up and they're really delicious. Let me just break one to show you all. And you can see how nice and double layered they are and hollow in the middle. And it's fried also very well. So do try out this recipe, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you in my next video. This is Akshita signing off. Bye.
I hope you liked today's recipe as well as today's video, and if you would like to see more videos like this, then don't forget to leave this video a big thumbs up. Also, by clicking the thumbs up icon. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and become a part of Akshita's recipes. Once you have subscribed, there is a small little bell icon that will pop up, so just click on that. That way, whenever I put up a new recipe or a new video, you get a message for the same. So on that note, I'll say bye and I'll catch you in my next video sooner than you think. This is Akshita saying bye, take care, stay healthy, stay fit, be kind and loving to one another. So till we meet again, bye.